Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! All praises to Almighty God. We're thankful for the words from my national spokesman, Brother SHABAZZ, and we want to reflect the idea of strong leadership. Take a strong position against your enemy today. And we must go with strength, with a strong commitment for the dedication for the unity of black people. With that said, we will bring on now our National Chief of Staff is here and ready to update you on what has happened in Jamestown this morning. We just returned from the 200 plus men. We've just heard from our Indian Chief. We've also heard from Bob Brown. And now we're ready to hear from our National Chief of Staff, Brother Hashim Nzinga. Thank you, and Black Power. Black Power. Black Power. Black Power. Black Power.
God's on your side.
God's on the side.
God saw what happened. He was here. Right. He was wondering when we was going to get here. And it took us a long time to get here. But thank God we're here. Some people are reading history books. Some people are reading their baby books about 20 black people from Africa coming to Jamestown, Virginia. It's time for black people to stop reading so many history books and start being in history books.
That's right.
Our problem is we read and look at too many videos and we don't do the work with them videos. We talk about Dr. Khalid Muhammad in every corner, in every coffee shop in New York, in Cleveland, in Miami, in Atlanta, but we don't do the work of Dr. Khalid Muhammad.
That's right.
Because goddamn it, if some white people were celebrating the death of our ancestors, standing on the bones of the graves of our ancestors, and we're drinking out of the streams with the blood flowing of our ancestors, goddamn it, Dr. Khalid would be here today. Am I right?
That's right.
All those people that are not here, you tell them they don't know Dr. Khalid.
That's right.
Because to know a man, you're acting his actions.
That's right.
You tell them they don't know Malcolm. Malcolm would have been here with a bullhorn.
That's right.
You tell them they don't know Malcolm. You tell them to stop talking about God. You tell them Harriet Tubman didn't act the way they asked you. She would have been on top of the ground today, not underground. Am I right? We ain't here to make no show. We're here because we owe somebody something. Some baby died where we going today.
Right.
Some mother pregnant got a baby kicked out of her unjust by white boots. Where we going, people were lynched, they ran, and they looked back and they saw old cracker chasing them with dogs where we going today.
That's right.
We ain't going to play. The national chairman of this party didn't call this for no damn Leave It to Beaver show.
No, sir.
This ain't no damn Amos and Andy show.
No, sir.
This is what a black man and a black woman is supposed to do on the day.
Right.
This is the day that God has given us to fight back.
Black power.
Black Power.
Shame on Jamestown.
Shame on Jamestown.
Look, I don't care. We got a strong team here. I'm looking at some strong black men. And we got to roll and do this. Again, as brothers, everything is said, I affirm everything that has been said. This is a divine mission. I wouldn't rather be any other place than right here, right now. To go ahead and to roll with my allies. Our allies. The original people of this land. And to go in here and to oppose this celebration. Right. And so this is important on many, many levels. It's important because of the alliances here that are being developed between the American Indian Movement, the New Black Panther Party, the Red Wind Nation, the All-African People's Revolutionary Party, with Black Lawyers for Justice, with other black men here and soldiers from the Norfolk area. I mean, hell, black men, just talking about us for a minute, we're going to be known for something else today other than goddamn BET, right, sir?
Yeah,
and bullshit.
Yeah. Think about this.
We're going to be known, the world is going to see today, because this will be carried. If we do this right today, it will be carried. Not only down there, but it will be carried across the damn world. I've been reading the internet today. What we're doing today has already been announced in Minneapolis and across the ocean in international newspapers. They're talking about us. I don't need to come straight on that. This little band, the revolutionaries, let's get Shaka here right now. Shaka here right now. This little band here of activists and people that are bold enough to oppose this. They're talking about this all over the world. So you will be known today, the black man, to stand up for something else other than bullshit, and to stand for people that really have been wiped out, and that we're going to get down really on our heads, hands, and knees and allow them to stand on our back today. I would do all of this just for Brother Wabanini, the American Indian Movement, the Red Wind Nation, and Sister Warrior Woman. As God is my witness, I would do it for them. But damn it, I also got to do it for the slaves that came through Jamestown. Come on. I also got to do it for the continued racial oppression that was afflicted the black man and woman of Virginia. That's right. And the white man keeps his foot and his whole colonial system on our neck today. We want to let them know there's a new black man coming up from Virginia today. So I'm honored to have worked with this black man, Brother Keith B., Brother Jelani. These men here have met us and have worked hard to bring this about. Let's give him a black hand. Black power. Brother John SHABAZZ has came from West Virginia. He called over and over and over again. He said, I ain't got no ride. I can't do this. I got this problem, that issue. But God damn it, he's here. He haven't asked for a damn thing. I don't know how the hell he got here. Don't know how he's getting back. But God damn it, he said he's a revolution in his blood. There's revolution in his background. No matter what kind of financial or family situation he's facing, God damn it, he's going to do God's will. And I'm here to tell you, if you take one step towards God's will, he'll take a step towards you. That this is the key to getting your job straight in your life or your wife and all of that straight, is when you start doing God's will. And you'll have more time than you even dream of. Hell, I'm sitting up here trying to come here and lead this demonstration on a legal conference call to try to free Malachi York out of federal prison, doing 100 things at the same time. But damn it, this agenda is still rolling. That's right. And it's rolling because of God has blessed us, but he's blessed me with men like this and men like Najee Muhammad, who gave up his life, sitting here looking like he's about to fall out because he just left everything he had, went to another city, because he obeys what I say and trusts my leadership, and came up here and just lived. Didn't know where he was going to live from day to day. He just did it on faith. And because he did it on faith, we're here today. And so what you do today, we're going to move here coordinated. We got to set this up and think seriously right now. Hashim, everybody that's going should get their permit now. We try to keep the line and the caravan straight so we stay with each other, but it ain't 100% guaranteed. So we got to make sure right now that we all got our permit and that we all get to the same parking lot. And so that we put the experienced Virginia drivers in gaps in the middle of the caravan. Right. So that if some of us get split, the experienced Virginia drivers know how to take those on in to the parking lot. Is that right? What we want to try to do here is to reduce the amount of cars. If there's any way we can reduce the amount of vehicles and pile in other vehicles, it would probably be better than to carry 14 cars, than to carry 7 packed vehicles. I just know logistics, but if that ain't possible, if you just got to roll, because when you get out, you got to make a move or something, then that'll be on you. So what I'm thinking, we've had enough inspiration, but right now we need serious logistics. How many, don't we have 100? Got 100?
My name Julio. And God came to me with the Holy Spirit, man. It told me what's gonna happen to black people, you know what I'm saying, everything in the future. So, like a new prophet or something, like the prophet of this generation. It's 2 sets of stars in the sky. I'm gonna go back to creation, but it's 2 sets of stars in the sky. It's a big dipper and a little dipper. Normally, the little dipper is so far away from us.
And you know where you're going.
Yeah. I know how to get to Jamestown, but I don't know.
You might have to get gas, right?
Nah, I don't gotta get no gas.
No, that's the other brother. You better hurry up. Okay, but you know how to get to where we're going, right?
Headlights on. Fully on. This is the son right here. It's my brother right there. He said he the first son, so I got my number is 3, so I guess I'm the third son. Oh, let me get my the tripod.
You gonna have to hit me with an email and get some snapshots. No. I got a whole hand. If you don't know this, go in.
These foreigners, these murderers, these killers, befriended them and they repaid them with smallpox. With wiping out the indigenous people altogether.
Right.
And because they don't have what it takes to build a civilization, they went back to the founders of the Egyptian pyramids, the ones who gave mathematics to the world, the ones who civilized them when we found them in the caves of Europe, the original man and woman. They went and tricked as they always do. Who's the master trickster? White man. Don't say it like you scared.
That's right.
Who's the master trickster?
The white man.
Went and tricked our ancestors and brought us over here. We didn't come as a slave. We were broken down into a slave. We actually arrived here in 1555.
That's right.
And Elijah Muhammad told us that over 30, 40 years ago in the message to the black man. He said the white man didn't come in here 1619. He actually came in 1555.
That's right.
So from 1555 to 1995 was 400 years.
Right.
From 1995 to 2007, we're looking at 450 years that we have been here. 1555 to 1619, there's a hidden period there, right, by which they broke us down into a slave. But you don't go get a slave to build a world like this.
That's right.
You go get skilled doctors and botanists and scientists and engineers. That's where you and I come from. We represent the best of our people. In fact, we represent the greatest people that ever lived anywhere on the earth at any time, because we have survived the greatest horrendous crimes of humanity of any people. But we're here today to reclaim the birthright of the red and the black. This is our land, and when we drive through here and we see the paved roads, we see the nice universities, we see the nice buildings, look at what you have built. You built these roads. You built to clear this area that we're standing on. You built the universities. Our ancestors built this, and it's only fitting that now we're here to reclaim what is rightfully ours. This is ours. We work for it.
I want to pour this out for Harry Tubman.
Ashe.
I want to pour this out for Frederick Douglass.
Ashe.
I want to pour this out for
Dessalines.
Dessalines.
Ashe.
I want to pour it out for slavery period.
2 songs.
Slavery period.
Still going on.
Ashe.
I want to pour this out for Will the Executor.
Ashe.
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 Now, many of you still here.
The Bush plantation.
Jackson.
The Bush.
Jackson.
Bush.
Robinson. Bush.
That's my wife.
Bush. Hayes. King. Ashe. Robinson. Oh, when we pour it out, we got to give honor. Allen.
Ashe.
Joseph.
Ashe.
Phillips.
Phillips.
Ashe.
Simmons plantation.
Presence.
John Baptiste plantation.
I say. Yellow.
Brothers, I'm gonna make a strategic move right now. Let us finish this by honoring some other ancestors. I pour this out for Marcus Garvey. I pour it out for Malcolm X. I pour it out for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I pour it out for Huey Newton. I pour it out for Stephen Biko. I pour it out for Patrice Lumumba. I pour it out for Sekou Touré. I pour it out for Kwame Nkrumah. I pour it out for Dr. Khalid Muhammad. I pour it out for all the unnamed, the unknown.
Gotta be well.
Ones you don't know. It could be the laborers in the SNCC. It could be the laborers in the Nation of Islam. It could be the laborers in the Black Panther Party. It could be a brother or sister that's name you never know that was shot down or cut down in these woods over here. Or somebody that died from a heart attack, or a so-called slave that was brought here but was too sick to work for the white man, so they just threw him overboard or threw him to the side. Let's pour it out for the unnamed and the unknown. What we're going to do now is, I think it's the wise move for us to go through this search.
Damn. This first. How you doing, brother? All right. How you doing? Okay. All right. Thanks. All right.
Brother Wisdom. Brother Wisdom. Need to let the windows up around the car. Already get in.
One bar.
Which one?
If it was 289, maybe yes. Or 726, yes.
What's the rest of the story? What's the rest of the story? I'm talking about jail. Dr. King wrote his best piece from the Birmingham jail. He said, you want us to move like what? A horse and a buggy, while you moving with jet like speed. He said, you want us to cool off. We cool off any longer, we'll be in a deep freeze. How they want to talk about that man, and then go always talk about King and Gandhi. Ain't that what they say? King was non-violent. You call it Gandhi. But you better study Gandhi a little more. Gandhi went to South Africa, got the hell beat out of him by the white British, went back and started fighting his people. Gandhi was a sophisticated, arrogant lawyer out of India, separated from his people. He was the top 10% till they put some of them clubs on his ass. Then Gandhi went back to England, went back to India, and he started talking to his people about what's done to them. And then you want to say, yeah, he worked non-violent, but what did he do? What's the true Gandhi? The minute he got power, the minute he went to see the Queen of England in that diaper they called her, first thing he told the British was go home, get off my land. The only thing King forgot he was on his own land. So he couldn't tell the man to leave his land, so he had to integrate. But don't you tell me about King and Gandhi unless you go tell me Gandhi told the British to leave. Let us handle our own business.
That's right.
He might have been non-violent, but he wasn't no damn fool. He knew what an enemy was. He had told the enemy to leave. He didn't say let's integrate, but we can go to the same toilet. We can drink out of the same water fountain. He said, no, leave this water fountain for the Pakistan. Leave this for India. And the CIA and the white man still over there making them kill each other. They still ain't woke up and don't understand Gandhi to this day. Because Gandhi left them for them to work together against the British, and they let the British come right back and work them against each other. So we got to understand, right? So we got a third out to deal with today. Huh? I know these glasses look like we can get 20 billion with them, but you blind as hell looking at the glasses. It's the mind, it's the power we want to look, huh? shaped. That's right. Jocko's biggest problem was other tribes around him who should have gathered with him. That's right. And sent him back on their way. They gonna tell us something wrong with us. We thieves. How the hell you come up with the shape? The sun rises and sets on the British Empire if you ain't no damn thief. Right. Went everywhere, taking everybody's land. That's right. Taking everybody's children. Right. And then you want us to sit here and suffer peacefully like Malcolm said. No, nobody gonna take this suffering peacefully. No. We going to Harvard, Yale, Howard, Hampton, Clark, Spelman, studying and mastering PhDs in history, world study. You want us to still act like we don't know a damn thing? It was like Chris Rock saying a slave driving a wagon. And the slave said, damn, if I stop at this stop sign, the slave master don't kill me because he know I can read. But if I go through the stop sign, this other wagon gonna hit him. So he went through through the stop sign, the wagon hit him, and what did he say? White man say, boy, didn't you see that sign? Can't you read? He said, no, sir, I can't read. You talking about that octa thing there? Man told him I was beyond reading.
Was put out for this land, free labor with no check, with no money. So they owe us, but King Menelik of Ethiopia, he set the gold bars. When the so-called abolishment of physical black plantation, physical slavery began, King Menelik set the gold bars, but oh no good Senator Stevenson began to steal those gold bars. Put them in Fort Knox. So the money on here that you talk about, the gold and silver and the dollar that's backed by the gold and silver, is the gold stolen from Ethiopia, pushed over here for the abolishment of slavery. Wake 'em up, Bob. Wake 'em up. We know that we need to wake up and check the end of the day. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. So fast, so fast. A scientist, an inventor, a surveyor, Honorable Benjamin Banneker, a strong black man. Louisiana. From the bus.
Gotta be seen. We didn't make them signs when we get home. Everybody who got a sign, make sure every car and every bus see it. Here they come, all the people who can see the sign. Where's Shock at? Show the sign. Show them what we talking about. Show them the proof. Show them we ain't out here. Show them the crime like we in court. Show them the evidence for Attorney Shabazz. Exhibit 8. That's worked out, brother.
You leave it there for now.
Man, get up here. We can them signs.
Look good, black woman, hold that sign. Where's Bobby Nina? Everybody back up just a little bit, please. Pull it back, son. Pull it out. Give me a space in the middle. That's right. Give me a space in the middle. We're gonna wait on the chief. Bring that sound close over here, brother. our official release is. blacklawyersforjustice.org. I gotta understand, I gotta tell you this. We're gonna get into everything. We're gonna get into the permit and the location and all of that. Before we get started, I want you to understand is that we are not here just to talk to these white folks that are over here to the side.
Right.
We are here also to talk to ourselves.
Right.
And let's bring the chief on over. Because there are plenty more to speak the peace. Black power, red power. Shame on Jamestown. Shame on Jamestown. We find no reason here to celebrate the genocide of the Indians and the way that white America and the no good so-called Jamestown settlers who came to Jamestown, black boots stomping aboard these shores and have nothing but blood on their hands.
That's right.
No reason to celebrate. The founding of Jamestown.
That's right.
From the old English Empire. The Indians here had built great civilization.
That's right.
The so-called Indians, really the indigenous and the original people of this land, had built great civilization. Over 16 different counties or orders of civilization they had built just in this area alone. And now here today, the original rulers of this land. When you were laying here, when you were brought to Jamestown, you couldn't feed yourself.
Think about it.
When you were brought here to Jamestown, you couldn't clothe yourself. When let me say for the record, in all due respect to our indigenous brothers and sisters, out of your good heart and out of the heart that the Creator and destroy a whole town full of white folks. And know that the death sentence is on America. You will see tornado after tornado coming in and tearing your ass up. Sorry about my language, man. I'm officially pissed off.
You're on the right thing.
Officially. The celebration of us, and look at this damn demonstration site. We wanted to be where we could see all of the white folks. That's all right. I'm honored that you would bring out your little puny SWAT team with their little tin can hats. And your little World War I hats. And your little helicopters. I'm honored that you would show us this honor. Because the world will know that we were here. But let me come back. I'll come back at you in a moment, but I want to bring on my brother. Wabanini. Chief Wabanini.
Introduction, I should clarify one thing first of all. The term chief is often reserved for our most respected elders and spiritual leaders. And of course, Hollywood referred to them as chiefs. And in our traditional way, whenever we are asked to speak, we always open up, first of all, with one of our sacred songs. And the reason we're here today, and as I was escorted into this stockade, it reminded me of what happened 400 and some years ago.
Go ahead.
Because our indigenous people of this land were rounded up similarly and put in stockades, where they suffered the most horrendous crimes against humanity, every sense of the word, war crimes. It's been a 400 and some year Holocaust. And to offer our respect and our prayers through one of our songs, one of the first victims of this Holocaust, represented by these young men standing to my left and to my right. Steve, come on up here. And others, Ricky, and sisters and brothers from the great Tuscarora nation who in fact survived
Think about that.
the American Holocaust, which claimed as many as 16 million of us through biological warfare, smallpox, blankets, diphtheria, and more than 1,700 of the Tuscarora who were not put on a death march to northern New York, is represented by these young men on my left and the right of the great Tuscarora nation. And the brothers and sisters, let's put our hands in the air, brothers and sisters. Red power! Red power! Red power!
Red power!
Black power!
Black power!
Red power!
Red power!
So for that, and in your own way, brothers and sisters, you can offer your own prayers and your thoughts to the millions of our indigenous ancestors and our black ancestors stolen from great civilizations of Africa and enslaved in the Americas to make America the economic power that they are today. When they got off the boat sick, destitute, wrapped in rags, pitiful people. And out of our love and compassion, we taught them how to grow crops in this, what they call the wilderness. Wasn't wild at all until they start killing the indigenous people and all other living creatures that inhabited the sacred Mother Earth. It was then that the West became the Wild West in the wake of destruction. And so with that in mind, I'm going to ask my friends in the state of North Carolina, I should say this, that 3 weeks ago I was with these young brothers and sisters at a place called Fort Neoroga, where the Tuscaroras had to build a fort to defend themselves against the settlers, the colonists, who committed the most horrendous crimes. And for the media, who have been reporting, and our hearts go out to the victims of Virginia Tech, the families of the 32 young people that have died. But my friends, you are erroneously referring to that as the largest massacre in American history. You don't know your sordid history. Because 900 of these people of the Tuscarora Nation were slaughtered by your ancestors. You don't say it was a long time ago, and it's no longer in your memory, but we are reminding you today. Sand Creek, hundreds of our people. Washita Creek, Wounded Knee. I can take you to many places where hundreds and thousands of our people were the victims of the American Holocaust. Before I conclude my comments, I'm going to have this prayer song for all the victims of the African peoples of this land and the indigenous people. I want to comment one more thing. We always hear Americans praising the so-called free enterprise system. You know what that means to us who are assembled here? Free land stolen from us in the wake of the most horrendous Holocaust that would render the Holocaust of the Nazi Germany pale in comparison. The Nazi Holocaust. Right here, these people are the survivors of that Holocaust. So, with that in mind, we will have this opening prayer song. Of course, that see me in this wheelchair, I'm only in it because I got rear-ended in a horrendous car accident that broke my foot, so I have to excuse myself for sitting because we're supposed to stand when we speak. Was assassinated by the U.S. government up in what's called the St. Lawrence Seaway across from Detroit, Michigan. Tecumseh of the Shawnee Nation one time tried to unify all tribes, all nations, from Illinois down into what's now called Georgia and Florida, when he could see the terrible crimes against humanity perpetrated first by the colonists here from Jamestown Settlement, which they're celebrating today. And of course, the Queen was here 2 weeks ago. We understand that George Bush will be here tomorrow. And I would ask you to put your nose in the wind and smell. You will also smell the strong smell of sulfur.
Yeah, right. He's on the skunk.
Tecumseh tried to unify our people as the American Indian movement is working to unify our people today. And as Tecumseh said, never underestimate the deceit and the treachery of the white man. Today, we have many brothers and sisters of all races and all faiths standing in solidarity with us. Hundreds of our indigenous people would have been here today if it weren't for the fact that we're all getting ripped off by ExxonMobil and the other oil companies who are getting rich while Americans stand by and allow it to happen without raising their voice in opposition. And I wonder, when you're rounded up to you, Tecumseh said this, and he was not talking about racism or the white man specifically, but a condition. And I want to make that point clear. He said each year, these white intruders become more greedy, exacting, demanding and overbearing. Wants and oppressions are our lot. Are we not being stripped day by day of the little that remains of our ancient liberties? Unless each tribe unanimously combines to give a check to the avarice and ambitions of the whites, they will conquer us. Apart and disunited, we'll be driven from our native lands and scattered like autumn leaves before the wind. Brothers of the great Tuscarora Nation, unfortunately our leaders who believed what Tecumseh said were the victims of an onslaught of greed by the United States government and the colonial forces here at Jamestown. 400 years of infamy. And I want to say to all of our hang around the fort, Uncle Tom, Indian Uncle Tomahawk, sellout, hang around the fort Indians that'll be here today and tomorrow for George Bush. We are calling on all of our brothers and sisters across the country to exile them, vote them out of office, so that the young people like you see here can take control of our future. You know, in the old days, I should explain when I say hang around the fort, Uncle Tom Indians. In the old days, to survive, they were ordered to come and set up their lodges and their teepees next to the fort. I know you had them outside of Jamestown 406 years ago, and we'll have them again. We had them this week, we'll have them here again tomorrow. It was a matter of survival. They were ordered to come in and run up the American flag. Yet, under the American flag, the Cheyenne and the Arapaho were cut down by saber and Gatling gun by a Methodist minister that they called the fighting parson of the Colorado militia, who after slaughtering more than 300 men, women, and children, babies, fell to his knees and prayed to their God for giving them the right and the privilege of slaughtering our people. Rosie O'Donnell was absolutely correct when she said radical Christianity is as bad as radical Islam. And all of the right-wingers on television jumped on her. Oh, you know, we're not that. But I can tell you, the parsons and the missionaries at Jamestown stood by and watched the horrendous slaughter that started here and went across the country. And I'll repeat, according to our historian, 16 million of our people were wiped out by these so-called Christian, peace-loving people. They stood by at Wounded Knee. They stood by at Washita Creek. They stood by at Sand Creek. And they're standing by while the United States continues its slaughter against the people of Iraq and the people of Afghanistan. Americans, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
Shame on.
The missionaries of all denominations stood by while John Negroponte, I'll name him, Elliot Abrams, Wolfowitz, Pearl, George Bush the First, slaughtered 450,000 Mayan Indians in Guatemala. It wasn't history, it was in the last 15, 20 years.
Yes, yeah.
And the church stood by, the Catholics, all of the other denominations stood by, and they stand by today and continue to watch the slaughter. And finally, I couldn't help but believe as I pulled up and I seen the cavalry and the colonial militia out here in their uniforms. They kind of look like the Nazis when they rounded up the Jews and other intellectuals, gays, lesbians, and democratic leaders and put them in the concentration camps of Germany, escorted them into the compounds and into the ovens. Now you got us in a compound again, in a stockade.
Go ahead.
And I'm not going to repeat the history and sit here and take it. That's right. And as soon as I conclude my comments,
To bring the truth to light of a massacre that occurred among the Tuscarora people. In the 1700s, hundreds and thousands of Tuscarora people were taken into slavery. Many of them were sent to the West Indies. Many of them were sent to France and to many other countries. And these people have been forgotten by the Europeans. They've been forgotten by the state of North Carolina, who actually profited in hundreds and millions and billions of dollars today off the land of the Tuscarora people. Today, our people, the Tuscarora Nation and many other nations, the African American nation, the Muslim nation, we should all unite. We should all unite and form an independent party of voters. We should unite with the Latino communities and form an independent party of voters. And then these political leaders who lied to us before they're even elected would start listening, because we would separate ourselves. We would be a third political party in the United States. We would not be a Democratic party. We would not be a Republican party. We would be a minority and indigenous party throughout the United States. And that is what we need to do. We need to come together as one nation of people, as an only nation, as a people of color, and begin to combine our resources together. Today I am so proud that I can go home and I can say I stood with the leaders of the Black Panther Party. Because often in the schools Party is a bad party, and they're not. They believe in the truth. They believe in the justice. And they want to uncover all the lies that have been told in the United States. There is so much that has been contributed by the African American community. And I hate to even use that terminology, African American, because what in the hell is that? You know, what is that? It's just a white man's way to try to diversify people even more. I mean, what is politically correct anymore? And that is what we have to come together amongst ourselves. We have to tell the white man how we want our young people to be educated. We have to tell the system who brainwashes our young people that the Black Panther Party is a bad party when they are fighting for the real justice in this country. They are asking for the out. And I thank you today, my brothers. I thank every one of you today, my brothers and sisters. And I hope that you will also help me to fight and help all the Tuscaroras in North Carolina to fight. Because I welcome you to come to North Carolina. I welcome the Reverend Louis Farrakhan to come to North Carolina. I'm asking the Reverend Ben Chavis to come to North Carolina. I'm asking the Reverend Jesse Jackson to come to North Carolina. Because we as Native Americans are a minority among the minority in the United States. We don't even have a voice. And the media portrays everything in the United States has been a black and white issue, a black and white problem. We have to allow the blacks and the whites of America to work things out. You got a new group of people in this country. They're called the Latinos. And the Latino people, the Hispanic people, they are also indigenous. They are also Indian people. And I encourage you today to stand with me and let's all stand together. Let's not leave here today without exchanging phone numbers. Let's not leave here today without exchanging emails. Let's not leave here today without embracing each other in a very strong way. And I ask you this on behalf of all my ancestors who died so that I may live. That's right. Because many of my ancestors died, many of yours died so that we all today would live. And I can only imagine it when some of these people, our ancestors, were taking their last breaths. I imagine they looked up to the sky. They knew that one day there would be those of us like we are here today who would demand the justice for their deaths. And I thank you, Yahweh.
Let's give them a hand. Shame on Jamestown. 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 Jamestown. Full of the blood of the Red Indian. Jamestown, a major slave port, the first major slave port in North America, and Africans were dragged through and sold like